This is presented by Agcanas Arien, Ancheta Christian, Cagurangan Emmanuel, and Deocadiz Nathaniel, and Marzona Ruel Jr. Our project's title is Philippines Household Survey on Government Response to the COVID-19 Pandemic Report. We got this data from microdata.worldbank.org. The data mainly focuses on assessing the impact of the pandemic on household food security and welfare, their coping strategies, education, and public policy responses. So in the project, we have here the page 1, which is the general demographics page. This project has a total number of respondents that counts to 9,448. We can see here the distribution of the gender. For the male, 3,456, and for the female, 5,992. So for the region respondents heat map of the total respondents, most of them came from National Capital Region with a total number count of 3,982. While the age and gender respondent demographics, most of them are 25 to 34 with a percentage of 32.4. So the main source of information of COVID-19 from the respondents' answers was that 40% of them can get information of COVID-19 from television, which has a total count of 40%, while the second one is social media, which has 37%. So another feature of this project is that we can filter out the data shown by the project by clicking the one of the filters, gender filters of the project. So in here, the corresponding respondents count is changed due to the filter of the male respondents. Meanwhile, for the female respondents. As we reset that, we proceed to page 2, general demographics. So in here, we have the bar graph for distribution analysis of the age of the respondents. As we can see here, we have the mean, which is a 37, which has a value of 37, and the median of 35. So the mean is gotten by adding all the values and dividing it to the number of values in the set. While the mode is 29, which means that most of the respondents' age corresponds to 29 years old. For the second bar graph, we have the distribution analysis for number of household members. In here, we can see that the mean and mode, mean, median, mode is almost similar, which we can see that the mean is 4.91, while the median is 5 and the mean is 4.
So for the third page, we could see here that the distribution analyses for the number of smartphones owned and the number of televisions owned are similar. They are normally distributed. They're skewed to the right. That means that a lot of people just have the enough number of phones and enough number of televisions. But the high value of range indicates that there are some people who have more than enough. Like say 15 phones for a household and 10 TVs for a household. For the next one, we could see here that in terms of local government response, the majority is satisfied, specifically in terms of providing food and relief to the needy and the restriction of public gatherings. And for the national government response, general satisfaction rating is also majority of them is satisfied. And for the last metrics, there is not much significant story here because all of them do not indicate a level of worry.
So for our group's data regarding local government response in providing food and relief to the needy, the minimum satisfaction rate from all regions was at least 70%, and the highest satisfaction rate was given to Region 12, Sac Sargent, with 92.3%. According to few reports within the region, a total of 3,900 families in North Cotabato received food packs containing rice, canned goods, and coffee within different months in 2021. 500 students, single parents, and persons with disabilities from 10 towns also received cash aid from the Ministry of Social Services and Development in the Bangsamoro region in Muslim Mindanao. While the lowest satisfaction rate was in NCR with 72.9%, though in Makati, food packs and other commodities were also given. Streets that were in lockdown were also prioritized to prevent additional cases of COVID. In Makati, they were given 5,000 per resident and 10,000 to 100,000 per business, depending on their type and how many employees they have. So for our group's local government response in restricted public gatherings, for all regions, at least 80% was the minimum satisfaction rate, and the highest satisfaction rate was from Region 13, Caraga, which achieved a 96.4%. As of May 2021, Region 13 has approximately 10,000 cases, while NCR, which has the lowest satisfaction rate of 80.8%, has 400,000 cases in the region.
So here in page 7 is the satisfied regions. So here we can see two regions, which is ARMM, which is the autonomous region in Muslim Mindanao, and Region 8, which is Caraga. So here we can see that these two regions are satisfied with the national government response. And here we can see in the chart that on the left bar, we can see that the percentage of the number 1 is above 80%, and also in Caraga, which is also above 80%. That means that 80% of the people there has received a good national government response regarding the COVID-19. So next is page 8, which is the national government response general satisfaction rating, but with the dissatisfied regions. So here we can see two regions again. So one is NCR or National Capital Region, and next is Region 4A or Calabarzon. So we can see that in both regions that the rightmost bar, which is the number 2 bar, is this one. You can see that the percentage is higher than the left one. So here you can see that it's almost the same on Region 4A, but the number 2 bar is still higher than the left one. So that means that the citizens here in both NCR and Calabarzon are dissatisfied with the national government response regarding the COVID-19.
In conclusion, our report presents findings that can aid the local and the national government in terms of its response with the current COVID-19 pandemic and other potential pandemics to come. So still, the main source of information of Filipinos in terms of COVID-19 is still the traditional television, but slowly catching up is the social media. So the information dissemination, the validation, fact-checking should be ramped up. Next would be the local government response. Filipinos are overall satisfied with the local government response, but as for the national government, it is divided. We have also addressed the COVID-19 testing, insufficient testing, financial worry, and food insecurity of Filipinos, as well as a more detailed plot of specific regions of their satisfaction to not only the local government and also the national government. So through this specific detailed plots of per regions, these specific areas could be more specified, more focused by, for example, the national government. If they are lacking the satisfaction rating, what potential improvements that they can have in terms of their constituents, and also it could also be the same for the national government. They would be able to see where are the specific regions that they are satisfied in terms of the ratings of Filipinos and dissatisfied, so they would be able to adjust and adapt accordingly so that the public service is on par and is acceptable by the majority of Filipinos. So that would be the conclusion of our report. Thank you for watching.